Hello everyone, I am Ms. Medha Kumari, TY student and Alumni Cell member from Sydenham College is going to interview our prominent alumni Mr. Keki Mistry sir. He graduated from Sydenham in 1975. Also, he is the Vice-Chairman and CEO of HDFC. He is a Chartered Accountant too. Welcome to the brief interview of Sydenham College sir. What were some of the most defining aspects on your times at Sydenham?
Well, when I was in Sydenham, I passed out from Campion School. And in those days, getting admission into Sydenham was never very easy. It was a very difficult process of getting admission. I had the choice of going to another college where, because of the fact that I did my ISc from Campion, I was getting direct admission into inter college. Or I had the choice of coming to Sydenham College and do my start from first year. But because of the reputation of Sydenham, which in those days was phenomenal, it was rated as not only India's best college, it was also rated as probably Asia's best college in commerce in those days, in the 70s. So I chose to do my first year in Sydenham College and let go the opportunity of moving directly to inter college. So I think that it started with that. It was a great honor to be in Sydenham College in those days, and we had a diversity of students. So we had students from all strata of society, rich people, poor people with hard, low background, but everyone was committed to work. The results were very good, and Sydenham continued right through the 4 years to flourish during the period that I was there.
So the time when you graduated from Sydenham and came back to Sydenham again as an alumni, what sort of difference did you notice?
To be honest with you, I didn't notice too much of a difference, because when I came back, it was virtually the same college. There was a convocation ceremony, and I was the chief guest at the convocation ceremony. So it was the same auditorium that I entered. My recollection of those days was that the auditorium was not air conditioned. This time it was air conditioned, so that is one change. And the other change was that the cars were allowed to come inside, whereas in the past the cars were never allowed to come inside. But other than that, I didn't notice any change.
Okay. So when we see in modern times, urbanization is growing day by day, then how do you think that housing loans are playing a vital role in it?
See, housing is the crux of any society. If you look at any country in the world, housing starts are taken as a barometer to gauge the state of the economy. And people look at housing as reflecting what is happening in the economy. In India also, housing is very critical and very important. If you look at the fundamentals of housing in India, they're extremely strong, and they come from and the strength emanates from a number of factors. Firstly, housing in India today is a lot more affordable compared to what it used to be. Secondly, the penetration level of mortgages in India is extremely low. Thirdly, the government has used housing as a means to spur economic growth, in the expectation that by giving a boost to the housing sector, and this is where the importance of housing comes in, you will give a boost to the core sectors in the economy. So cement, steel, power, paint, ancillary industries associated with housing, all of these get a boost when housing gets a boost. Also, housing generates a lot of jobs. Construction workers, masons, carpenters, plumbers, engineers, and a whole variety of people. And as these jobs get generated, these jobs lead to income. People earn income as they work on these jobs. And when they earn income, there is a tendency to spend that money. So consumption in the economy improves. And as consumption increases in the economy, manufacturers have to produce more to satisfy the demand. So production increases in the economy, investments increase in the economy. So housing has really been used by the government as a means to spur economic growth, and that has proved to be true time and again. So to that end, the government has given a number of incentives. There are fiscal benefits associated with taking a housing loan. The interest you pay on a housing loan can be deducted from your taxable income. The principal repayment of a housing loan is also considered as a deduction and is also considered as an exemption for tax purposes. And along with certain other avenues of saving, up to 1,50,000 rupees you can set off against your taxable income. So interest is deductible up to 2 lakhs of rupees, principal is deductible up to 1,50,000 rupees. Plus there is a subsidy scheme which is available. So if there are certain conditions which are satisfied, then on any loan you take to buy a house, there is a subsidy which the government provides. and the subsidy is a one-time amount that is paid to the lender. So these are the type of incentives that the government has given. And I think very importantly, why housing is so critical for the economy and why we believe that the growth will remain strong for so many years is the demographics in India. 2/3 of India's population is below 35 years of age, 2/3. So India has probably one of the youngest populations in the world. And with 2/3 of the population being below 35 years of age, the average age of a first-time home buyer in India is about 38 to 39 years.
Okay.
So a person who's buying a house for the first time is actually 38 years old. And 2/3 of the population is below 35 years. So what it means is that 2/3 of the population has not even contemplated buying a house. But over the next 1, 3, 5, 7, 10, 15, 20 years, as these younger people get older, at some point of time they will need to buy a house. So there is a structural growth, a structural demand that will keep happening in housing.
What were some of the most significant contribution and to your being in this field?
Significant contribution made by whom?
Sir, you or your parents or your teachers, everyone.
I think I owe my whatever I've achieved in life to a variety of people. My teachers, right through school days, college days, my principals in school, my principal in college, my initial working years. I worked in HDFC for a number of years. I started working in HDFC way back in 1981. It was my second job. My first job was with Indian Hotels, where I worked for 2 years. And then I moved to HDFC and I worked here since 81. So it's been 37 years that I've been working here. So I owe a lot to a lot of people.
What will be your message?
The education period to my school, my college, and my career, to the people who helped me through my career, who helped me grow in my career.
Okay, sir. What will be your message to our Sydenhamites?
Well, my message to fellow Sydenhamites is that, college is a time when you have to learn things, but college is also the last phase in your life before you have to get down to serious work. It's the last phase in your life. So you have to find out what is best, what you are best at. You have to have a mix of extracurriculum activities. It cannot be only studies, but it cannot be only extracurriculum activities at the expense of studies. So you have to have a combination of studies and a combination of extracurricular activities. And through those studies and through your insights, you have to identify what you are best suited for. Whether you're fit to be a chartered accountant, or you're fit to be an MBA, or what you are fit to be at. So that is what you have to sort of feel for yourself, and you should do what you are best suited to do. Don't do something because it's being thrust down upon you. Don't do something because somebody in your family did it, or because you believe that is the right thing to do. No, you do it because you like to do it. So if you do what you like, you will prosper in whatever you are doing. The other thing I would like to tell people is that at all times in your career, as you grow older, you must bear in mind that the most important attribute for success in life is integrity. The highest level of integrity is not only important, it is a very prerequisite of your working career. So integrity, honesty, carry on, do your job with integrity, with honesty, success will come your way. And the last thing I would like to say is that failure or success is not always in your hands. You can work, you can try all you sort of can do, but you will not necessarily succeed every time. So don't take failure in a negative sense. Failure is one more reason to do something a little differently. So don't take failure seriously. You have to learn to come back. Never give up in life. Life will bring with it a lot of challenges. Life will bring with it failures, but you have to get over that failure and surmount that failure and move on in life.
Thank you so much, sir. Your words really enlightened us, and pleasure meeting you, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you.